Hey, this afternoon I've got some neat things to show you. I received 2 books in the mail, and I got them from Amazon, and they're called all about grandmas and quilts. And they're so darling. You can help. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a frog. Root beer. So the Quilt Garden is written by Tessa Yaksin and illustrated by Alena Karabach. And it's about a grandma and a little girl, and they're rocking in the rocker with a quilt, and then they go for a walk in Grandma's garden. And they find butterflies and wonder of wonders, more quilts. And the quilts are hanging on strings drying. And so then they go to a chair where the granddaughter says, "Oh, but that's my name on that quilt." And then the story ends up with Grandma holding the little girl and telling her all about the quilt that has her name on it. And at the end of the book, it is so darling, there's actually a pattern on how to make the quilt for the little girl in the story. So I sort of thought that would be awfully cute. And the first thing my grandson said was, "Well, I need a quilt with my name on it." And I said, "Okay, but what will we do with the other 3 that I've already made you?" So I'm going to think about making one with a name on it for him. Now the second one is called Granny's Quilts, and it's by Brittni Nelson. It's also available on Amazon. Excuse me for clearing my throat. Now this one is, I like the graphics in this book. It shows the nice cozy fireplace burning and the quilt on the couch and the grandchildren in the grandma's lap, you know. And it even has a sewing machine. So that helps me sell my idea about quilt making to the kids, you know. They all have quilts. The most recent one I made was for one of the grandbaby boys. And it was one of the Elizabeth Hartman animal quilts, farm animals. It is so darling. I think Reb's Fab Stash has that one available in a kit. I think that's where I bought mine about 6 months ago, and I seem to think they had more on their website. But this talks about patterns and how you cut out the pieces and make log cabins and flying geese. And you take your quilts for picnics in the park. You take your quilts for reading books and snuggling in the dark. And you take your quilts for warm, snowy nights, and I know a lot of us are having snow. Not here in Oregon, but it isn't March yet. That's usually when we have snow, February or March. When you think that it's all gone, then we have snow. So, quilts are for building forts. My goodness, I've built a lot of forts in my day. And pillow fights. Well, I don't think I'm going to be having too many pillow fights with my quilts. Quilts are for sleeping, and quilts are for jumping. Quilts are for wedding gifts. I'm working on one for a wedding this summer. On your special day. And quilts, it says here, quilted towels are for going to the lake and jumping in the lake. Now that's a cute idea. And then for sitting in your boat on the lake, watching the fireworks. Well, we don't have a boat, but that would be a nice thing. Quilts are for movies, all cuddled up next to the fireplace. There's even a quilt for the pup. And it's all really beautiful artwork, and it's really fun. It talks about making aprons and pillows and backpacks and treat bags. Seems like all the things that quilters make lately, I've noticed on this websites. And then it talks about a beautiful tree skirt for the Christmas tree. And of course, baby quilts for boys and for girls. And then for brothers and sisters, for grandmas and grandpas, for college kids and kids in cribs. So they cover everybody's bases on who needs a quilt. So there's one thing we can all be sure of: Grandma's quilts are made with love. Isn't that nice? So I thought I'd share those 2 books with you. They're just so darling, you know.